Begin with breaking news at this hour. Some sad news coming in about Tina Turner. The rock icon has died at 83 years old. It is with great sadness they announced today the passing of Tina Turner. This is from her her Twitter rather. With her music and her boundless passion for life, she enchanted millions of fans around the world and inspired the stars of tomorrow. She had been battling an illness, reports say, for quite a while, and she died peacefully at her home in Switzerland. And again, 83 years old, changed the face of rock and was loved by millions of fans. One of the most celebrated recording artists of our time. All right. We're going to take a pause here, just 1 minute past noon right now. We're going to send it on over to meteorologist Thomas Patrick. He is standing by with a look at the weather forecast at this noon hour. Absolutely beautiful so far today, Thomas.
Yeah, good afternoon, Laura. And the sunshine definitely feeling pretty warm on the back of my neck here. But I am noticing the cloud cover is starting to build all around our outdoor weather center here as we are starting to just unlock a little bit of instability in the atmosphere. So we go straight to Doppler radar. There are thunderstorms over Ferry County. It seems to be kind of the middle of the action. So north of Nespelem and near Republic, a couple thunderstorm cells there. As you see, Doppler radar really just light up with activity just about 30-60 minutes ago. Again, just unlocking that energy that is present in the atmosphere. Now, a little bit closer to Spokane, this is what I'm noticing. In fact, it's straight that way to my right is the cloud cover that I'm starting to see that's pretty much right over Liberty Lake and out towards Mount Spokane. Doesn't look like it's hitting the ground just from my vantage point right here. But again, with that energy in the atmosphere, we're probably going to see a few scattered showers around the region, especially in the northern half today, while our temperatures just a pinch warmer overall, back into the low 70s.
Now to a developing story we've been tracking through the overnight hours and into the morning. Two young children are in the hospital with serious injuries after they were hit by someone driving a car on Highway 27 late last night. Another child and an adult woman were also hit by the driver of that car as they were crossing the road. So this happened at the intersection of 24th Avenue and Highway 27, which is not far from University High School in Spokane Valley. A portion of the road was closed for several hours following the crash, but has since reopened. WSP says one of the children seriously injured is just 2 years old.
There are serious injuries to the two of the children. They're being treated at local hospital.
So the driver of the car that hit the children is a 16-year-old girl. WSP says it does not appear the teen was impaired in any way. The crash is right now under investigation. And an urgent search is underway this afternoon to find a missing 11-year-old girl. Dior was seen leaving Pride Prep on Sprague yesterday afternoon. Spokane police say she's 5'5" with long brown hair, and we're showing you a picture on your screen right now. She was last seen wearing a gray sweatshirt, jeans, and carrying a black backpack. If you have seen Dior, you're asked to call Crime Check. That number is on your screen. Also happening today, board members with Spokane Public Schools are expected to solidify plans honoring Joe Albee. Tonight's SPS agenda will discuss renaming West Dean Avenue, the road leading up to the new downtown stadium, and renaming it Joe Albee Way. The Spokane figure played a major role in the city with his contributions to sports. A street name change application has already been submitted to the city of Spokane.
And that's one of the things that we know that's really important as a community, that we're aware of our past and we look to honor that and to understand it as we look ahead to build a brighter future.
The SPS agenda also states the possibility of a plaque and statue of Joe Albee that fans can find right at the entrance of the new stadium. Tonight's meeting begins at 7 o'clock, where all of these changes are expected to be finalized. And by the way, construction on the new stadium remains on track and is scheduled to open coming up this fall. And the city finished a study on how much it would cost to put fluoride in our water system. And as many of you know, if you've been tracking this over the years, it has been a controversial move for people who live in Spokane. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is in the newsroom explaining what comes next.
Now that the study is done, the city will start taking comments from the public soon. They started this study back in February of last year to figure out exactly how much it would cost to add fluoride into our water. The city got a $600,000 grant to make this study happen. But fluoridating the water is something Spokane voters have said no to 3 times before. The city is hoping this 4th time will be different. First, though, the city has to approve a new resolution saying they finished the study and are going to use it to get feedback from the public. Council will introduce that resolution on June 12th. During June 15th council meeting, the study's consultant will be answering their questions. Then they will vote on June 26th. After all that, the city will release the numbers and start taking feedback from residents. If they ultimately decide to fluoridate the water, the city already has a $4 million grant to help pay for the system. Now, there's already a breakdown of the project on the city's website, which they use to help figure out the cost. The city says in order to add fluoride, they would have to do some construction at each of the well stations. Each would need a new building for the fluoridation setup. You can find a link to the city's full breakdown of the project on our website, KREM.com. They're taking public comment on that information until June 5th. In the newsroom, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Well, thank you. Now to a quick peek at a story that we're working on for you tonight on KREM 2 News. A look inside the Spokane Police Evidence Storage Facility. Our own Whitney Ward was granted rare access after learning that DNA evidence from murder cases, sometimes decades old, is breaking down before detectives can get it processed.
There will become a point where all this evidence degrades to a point it's not useful.
Because even as we're standing here, it's degrading, right?
Exactly.
So how long do you think it could take?
Whitney talks with a cold case detective to learn how many cases are being impacted and what it will take to process and digitize the DNA evidence in time to help solve those cases. Make sure to join us for that special report that's coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 6.